Good evening, everybody. So nice to meet you people here. And today we're talking on stress. So I shall be telling you some simple things about how to handle stress and basically progress in life because everybody has stress, right? There's nobody who can say that I don't have stress. It is only the way you tackle stress. If you have the ability to tackle this phenomena called stress, half the battle is won. But it doesn't happen so easily. That is always the problem. So we'll wait for a few people. It's we'll until then just tell me in the chat box how many of you have done the Pomodoro technique or anybody has started any self awareness or meditation or exercise of gratitude, anything, you can just drop your message in the chat box. And I see a response. Deepak, gratitude doing daily. Very good, Deepak. Keep it up. And you will find a change in yourself. Please keep logging it, write it somewhere, maintain a diary, and you will find a change in yourself. So I'll give you an example. There were a group of scientists in a university. So they did an experiment of gratitude in which they placed two plants at a distance from each other. And one plant was spoken to in a very sweet and a polite manner. The other plant was spoken in a very harsh manner. You will not believe, after 15 days, this one, which was undergoing the harsh treatment, started to wither, sukne lag gaya. But this plant, where they were talking of love, affection, and all other sweet things, it started blooming. And that is what happens with us. Okay. So today we're going to talk how to fight stress for a healthy lifestyle. And I have given you, I'm not going to cover something extraordinary, but this is the key to overcome this physiological and psychological change which happens to us in almost every hour. It happens to us. You are under stress. So, like Benjamin Franklin said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's never late to start, but it is bad not to start. And today, what has happened is because of the uh, digitization and technology, it's kind of become a toxin to us. In earlier days, they never had all this and people were happy. एक चिट्ठी आती थी, खत आता था 15-20 दिन में. They used to get the halchal of everybody. Okay, everybody is fine. Carry on. Today, we are in such a state that if somebody doesn't like my post on a social media, I come under stress. Kya ho gaya? Why are people not responding to me? So there are two types of stress. One is acute stress and one is chronic stress. I won't talk of the third one, that is the eustress. Uh, because eustress is for like, it's a good kind of stress, but you cannot fathom eustress or you can't experience eustress unless you're in control of this phenomenon called stress. So what happens in acute stress? It's for a very short period. It comes and goes, and it's usually less than a few weeks. Now, what is stress is basically it's a natural human response to adverse situation and challenges of life. You get into that flight fight mode, which I've always been talking about, because your body is preparing to face that adverse situation or challenge. For example, you're in a boat in the sea or in the river, and the captain tells you, I think most likely we're going to sink. There is a hole in the boat. Your whole mindset, you become stressed, your blood pressure increases, physiological changes take place, your mind becomes focused as to what are we going to do next? How will I survive this adverse situation? So it's very intense. But on the other hand, the chronic stress is for a long period. It becomes a habit for the body. And why I say habit, why this addiction takes place is because brain works with brain chemicals. Simple. Every time there is a threat, there's a part of the brain which you can check, which is called amygdala, AMYGDALA. Everything in us humans have evolved since last million years, but ये जो छोटा सा part है amygdala, this is still primitive. And it works on the primitive instinct. And that is what is the part which gives signal to the brain, keep activate, now there is trouble. So in chronic stress, what happens? The body gets used to those chemicals, like in addiction. Let's say if there is drug abuse, substance abuse, and the level of that substance or the drug goes down in your blood level, in your blood, you start craving for that thing. So you must have heard something called as sugar cravings, meetha khana hai. Again, that is a kind of an addiction. Now, this chronic stress happens when day-to-day life is difficult. Finances are low, relationships are not healthy. Then there is no progress or upskilling in your work life. There is no opportunity or any promising thing in future that you feel, yes, I will make it. So then what happens? The body gets used to that particular state of mind and it plays the victim. It does not let you come out of that zone of pain, zone of stress, chronic stress. And then we will see how this stress affects us slowly and gradually into our physical health and our mental health. Now, chronic stress can cause mental health problems. Please note. And mental health problems can be serious, like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression. Then there can be, bad relationships, bad social signature. So all these are because of the chronic stress. Now let's see. Body has got a wonderful way of giving you an alarm by awakening you or telling you that, look, something is wrong. So how do you fathom, how do you get to know that you're under stress? It's very simple. There are three types of symptoms you can witness. One is physical symptom, psychological symptom, and behavioral symptom. Under chronic stress, or one person who's constantly under stress will always have body aches and pains. Something will be paining, stomach pain, neck pain, headache, chest pain. They will be exhausted because exhaustion is because of the chemicals which are being flooded in your body, because your body is not come out of that flight fight mode. It's always ready to fight, but there's nothing. It's your stress which is using your energy. So you're depleting the levels of energy in your body. There is exhaustion. Lack of sleep, insomnia. You will not be able to sleep comfortably. And weakened immune system. You will be prone to infections, common cold, flu, fever, or any other kind of infection like even COVID. People were stressed in the pandemic. They caught infection fast. Psychological symptoms is anxiety, depression, sadness, panic, All this happens because you start blaming yourself. You start blaming your circumstances. And you are unable to do anything because your mind is shut off. The body is controlling your mind and the body is controlling the body. Remember this. The body is controlling the mind and the body is controlling the body. Now, behavioral is you start getting dependent on some pleasure drugs, pleasure substances. The common one is alcohol. Then there are drugs. So there is a momentary state of happiness which makes you feel that you're out of stress, but actually you're going deeper and deeper into the well of stress. Then binging, that's eating disorder. Alcoholism, I have already told you. And then this all substance abuse, alcoholism and all affects your behavior. You are not accepted in the social forums of the society. You become an outcast. People avoid you or you avoid people. Very simple. So remember, simple thing to remember is your stress affects your immune system, your digestive system, and your cardiovascular system. Everything is you'll be more prone to heart attacks. Now let's see how this manifests. I've just made a small chart for you so that you can understand. First is, we'll go from right to left. Lack of concentration and focus. You'll find people who are stressed in workplace, they are avoided, they are shunned. They do not get any new projects, new assignments. The growth is stunted. That man is working on the same post, same position for last 10 years, 15 years, because he's not fit to be given a raise. Anxiety. Always anxious. Ab kya hoga? What will happen now? Worry. What will happen to me? What will happen to my family? Irritation, because you are not getting what you want. Mood swings. Anger. Frequent infections and poor self-care. We'll come to self-care later. That's a very important aspect to manage your stress. So what you can do to overcome this stress, recognize the signs of burnout. Most people burn out. In today's life, people burn out. They don't realize because they are on an autopilot. Every day you're doing the same thing, repeating the same thing mechanically, not even subconsciously or consciously. You're doing it mechanically. You're taking a subway, you're driving, or you're taking a transport conveyance or something. You are not there. So if you're there, then you're into the digital toxic. You're busy looking at something on your phone or on your laptop. So this causes burnout. Please check your levels of burnout. If you feel that, yes, I don't feel energetic, I don't feel enthusiastic, I don't feel like doing something, that's the first indicator that stress has caught you. Boredom, irritation, negativity, if you're into this very often, it's a very simple signal of you being under stress. Medical ailments, constantly falling sick, social dislocation, friends, you're losing friends, you're not making friends. And of course, emotional disturbance, like I said, anger, fear, self-pity, sadness, moroseness, all this will come. So any of this, if you see, you have to take steps to overcome them. Now, this is one thing which I want you to cover, the self-do. To this self-care is nothing but it's a conscious act of promoting our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health. So, like, how do you get to know that you're a self-caring person? Ask yourself questions. Are you first question is, are you heard and understood by people around you? When you talk something, when you're saying something, do people listen to you? If no, that means there is something which is in you which is wrong and they are avoiding you. Second question, can you say no? A lot of people cannot say no. Even if they don't want to do something, they will not say no, but they'll tag along and then they say, "Wow, why did I come here? I should have said no." If you can't say no, your stress will increase. Your social relationships, your family, friends, do they really care for you? Ask this question to yourself. If you ask for something, do they respond? Are they helpful? Do they listen to you? And lastly, who is that person with whom I can share my life problems? Ask yourself, who is that person in my life with whom I can share my life problems? It can be anybody. It can be your spouse, it can be a friend, or last but not the least, a coach. There is nothing wrong in taking a coach for your mentoring. That is the best thing one can do. Right. Now, here you see, to avoid stress, if you look at the top of this diagram, you have to have a growth mindset. You have to have optimism, and you have to have good mental and physical health. All this is, you see, the interesting part is that all these three things are in your control. Growth mindset, you can always adapt to growth mindset. Optimism, you can change your way of thinking. Good mental and physical health. Physical health is, of course, everybody goes to the gym and exercises and they say, I'm going cycling, I'm going running, jogging, etc., etc. But when it comes to mental health, they say there's nothing wrong with it. And 90% of the problems are caused in the body because of your mental disturbance. Okay. So now somebody put this thing, chat. Let me see. Okay, Aditi says finding authentic, genuine, honest person as a coach is challenging in India. Well, Aditi, I don't think I agree with you because it is people who are there. You can always check their credentials. You can always connect with them, and then you can always take a decision because the final decision is of the client, not of the coach. So anybody who's a coach will always be, to my knowledge, will be authentic and genuine. But yes, there may be an exception, but I don't know. Right. Now, I'll just quickly tell you how to manage stress. You have to learn to prepare yourself for challenges. For example, you know that there is a promotion exam coming 3 months from now, or I have to complete an assignments within 3 months from now. If I don't complete, what will happen? You have to know the outcome. The outcome has to be very clear. What will happen if I don't do it? If I cannot do it, I don't do it, I am not able to do it. And what will happen if I do it, I can do it, and I have done it. These are two very different things where you have to be very clear of the outcomes. Once you're clear of the outcomes, then only then you can face the challenges and contingencies that come in your work or your project or your family life, personal life. Don't take challenge as a problem. Okay, let's say in a relationship, there are constant fights between the man and the woman. Now, rather than getting irritated, getting emotional, fighting, you have to take it as a challenge to how can we solve this? How can we resolve this issue? That is very important. Third thing is, please exercise, meditate, use affirmations, practice gratitude, be self-aware, learn new skills. This is very, very important thing for your emotional good well-being and development. It will help you in your personal development also, but you will be emotionally more stronger and stable. Kill your thoughts. Don't think too much. Be in the present. I have told you about mindfulness. That's the best thing one can do, is to be mindful of everything. Try to remain in the present. Count the nows. I had told you in one of the webinars, you can refer to that. You have to count the nows. Okay, this, I was happy at this. 9 o'clock, I was smiling and laughing. 10 o'clock, I was little upset. 11 o'clock, I was. So in 24 hours, you're just working for 8 hours, 9 hours. Even if you have 6 hours of awareness out of 24 hours, I'm saying, yes, you may be awake for 18 hours. But your presence, if you're present in at least minimum 5 to 6 hours, that's enough to start with. In those 5 to 6 hours, if you can recollect those moments which made you happy, where you were creative, where you were excited, then you can do it. Then always learn to take a break. What happens is, we people, we feel that if I apply for leave or I go somewhere, oh, I will, my work, somebody else will take my place, or I'll not, something will happen at my workplace and I may lose my job. Nothing is going to happen. It's very normal for you to take a break, recharge your batteries and come back and work. Then learn to accept failures. No one can succeed every time. Every time, everybody doesn't succeed. But the people who succeed in life is who learn from their failures. Yes, if you make a mistake, learn from it, but never repeat a mistake. Then you come to, what have you done to make yourself happy? Have you learned a new skill? No. Have you improved in any field which you feel you're lacking? If the answer is no. Have you learned something? Answer is no. Do you have smart goals? No. Do you have any ambition which fuels you to work? Yes, but I don't know what it is. I want money, I want a good house, I want good family, and it has to come automatically. It will not come. And that is the root cause, because there are no smart goals. Leave your comfort zone. Please leave your comfort zone. You will not grow if you think, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, or okay, this is the way I have to live. Life is like this only. Then you cannot change. You will be under stress. It's like, you trap an animal and put him in the cage. He makes desperate attempts to break free from that cage. We humans are in similar situation. But the cage, there, the hunter or the shikari is put the cage. But here we ourselves have put the cage in, we ourselves have put ourselves into the cage called stress. By having, uh, you know, goals and ambitions which are not in sync with our actions or our capabilities. And that is where the problem starts. So anywhere you feel that, I am losing it, I am now getting a little angry, or something is not going my way. First thing is to stop, sit down and just think what it could be. Find the cause, and you'll find there's something wrong, and that signal will come from your own body. So pay attention to it and work towards it, so that you are accepted in the society. Stressed people are not accepted in the society. I have heard in my service when I was there, oh, avoid him. Don't call him. You just send him a memo or a mail. That's it. We don't want. Now people don't want you in their company. You don't want to meet people. because something in them irritates you or makes you feel angry or makes you feel jealous. Okay, why is he at the top and why am I not at the top? Something like comparison starts. So that is also a sign of stress. Then I told you your physical health, it will automatically tell on your health. Okay. Now, what you can do in your life stresses, this mood and emotions, you have to practice optimism. Yes, I will succeed. I will complete this task. I will do all my best to complete this task. Mental stimulation is very important. Imagine that state that you have completed that. You see, this, whatever I tell you, you will feel that, what he's talking is all general. It is not possible. Patience, time, dedication, and perseverance. These are the four pillars of mental wellness. Patience, time, perseverance. Unless you have all these four issues, you will not be able to break your barrier. We all are in the comfort zone now. Why do we look forward for a weekend? Oh, now it's Saturdays, Fridays, this is Friday. I'm going to relax on Saturday, Sunday. But do you actually relax on Saturday and Sunday? No. You end up doing something, and then I've heard my own friends and all saying, Monday aa gaya, Monday's come. Because you were not present. You did not know how are you going to spend that weekend where you are. Would you did you plan something that, okay, early in the morning, I'll see the sunrise, or I will go on a drive to some uh, park or some area where there's wilderness, or I will meet my friends at so and so time. No, we have not done it. We are busy with our social media. Okay, we'll do it now. Let me finish it. Let me finish it. Okay, I'll do this next. No, this next. Do this. Nothing. I have to clean up. A lot of people say, I have to clean up on this weekend. My house, my room and house is dirty. But Monday, the state is the same. And then they get stressed. Now how will I do it? I have to finish my work. My project is pending. I'm not able to concentrate. So this is all, what is it? It's called as victim, playing the victim. So people under stress, they like to be victims. They want somebody to tell them that it's okay, everything will be all right, don't worry, okay, this to pacify them for that moment. They're okay for 10-15 minutes, they're back again into the same spiral. So please pay attention to face challenges. If you're under acute stress, I recommend you go and seek medical help. If if you're stressed about something, speak to someone, your friend, your spouse, your coach, your mentor, anybody. But there has to be an attempt. You have to push it out. You have to push yourself out, which nobody does it because they are unable to fathom, okay, what is happening with me, right? Now, four causes of stress I have already told you. The biggest challenge is finance. Remember, gentlemen, we all, our happiness lies in how much money we have. Second one is relationships. In most or majority of the cases today, there is something going on in between the two people in a relationship. Third is the life challenges at workplace, in the social environment, and in the digital environment, that is the technology and digital media. Now, this is what our life revolves about. Work is one, social media and digitization is two. And third is, the social environment. If there is something happening, we flow with it. And the last thing, if anyone is bothered, is about health. They don't pay attention to health until they fall seriously ill or dangerously sick. Then they go to the doctor and they say, now repair me like a car or a motorcycle. अब मेरा system ठीक कर दो. And why has he fallen sick? Why is he not happy? Why is he not finding success in life? Why his goals are not being met? Because he is in that cage called stress. He's put himself inside. He doesn't want to come out. And then he tells people, I'm the victim. My destiny is not, I was not destined to get this. I did not have this. I do not know this. I cannot do this. So self doubt starts, self pity starts. Right. So we are at the top of the hour. If there are any questions you want to know or anything you want to know as to how to start, just punch in the chat box and I'll try and help you out. Go ahead, Aditi. Please type your question. Okay. What is the solution? Aditi, you're asking solution for sheer burnout if you're completely alone. Now, being alone can have various connotations. In what circumstances is one alone has to be known. So, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to explain your burnout, which you call burnout, to your mentor or your coach as to why is this? There will be some peculiar situations you will face. And those peculiar situations are in a repetitive state. Every day this will happen. So once you have identified them, then you have to discuss them with the coach or the mentor. And well, I cannot answer this question of yours that finding a suitable coach. You have to reach out to people and then you have to choose. You have the option to choose whether you want to work with that coach or not. So there is no compulsion in any of these cases. If you feel that yes, there is a coach who can help me, by all means take his help. It's good to have a mentor or a coach in life. Right. Any other question? Okay, gentlemen, we are the past of the top of the hour. So we hope to meet again. And in the meanwhile, I'll only encourage you to try these things in a mindful state. Do it deliberately, do it consciously, and you'll find the changes taking place. But you have to be constantly doing it. That is more important. Okay? Right. Thank you. All the best. See you again and enjoy your Sunday.